Deep court. Sarafian doesn't put it down. Mana with a powerful drive. It's off one of the lights and is still alive here at the gym by the sea.
Yes, ceiling is in play.
Not that one. Stefano Mana. Boy, he's something special, isn't he?
Listed at 6 feet, but he gets up high and drives this one straight down.
He's only been playing a year. 6-4. Gondoliers serving with the lead. Peters using the left hand. Double contact on Lorenzo D'Amico, the center of the Venice Gondoliers. That's a point for Palo. Serve is legal and go off the net. It's an ace for Lucas Pohl.
Back in the days of side-out scoring, that would have been a violation, but it's legal now, and it's a very effective technique if you can get it to crawl over.
Well, he is good at it, isn't he? That short serve. Man is blocked by Beck Johnson. Oh, what a play by Beck.
Great thing about this play is Johnson keeps his body square. Look at that. He's got both hands up in hitting position.
Well, he's known for his defense, Beck Johnson. He's another one of those guys with a 4.0 GPA. No one's going to get to that one. Goldstrand going up. He's a big kid who can really bring it. Trevor Goldstrand.
You know, if you're going to go deep court and it hits the line, so it hits the line. You can't stop everything, and you take your chances on a play like that.
Henry Flamenco in. He'll put it in play for the Gondoliers. Peters has the corner. Nicely done by the redhead Jonathan Peters. Bryant returns to the Dolphins lineup. Goldstrand goes to the off speed. He'll try it again. Goldstrand goes down the line and hit it long. He looks like a volleyball player. He's got that long, lean volleyball body at 6'1".
Long, whippy arms.
9 serving 7, so the Dolphins have jumped in front. Free ball, Venice on the attack. Laza with the tip. Barneson tips it back on the Gondolier side. Nice rally. Beck Johnson going hard. He's done. Double contact again on Lorenzo D'Amico of the Gondos. 10-7 Pally. Game 1, best 3 out of 5. Glad you're with us on LA 36 and KLCS. Glaza with a rocket. Adam Glaza, that ball got down in a hurry.
That had both the sideline and the baseline drawn in, caught right in the corner, and this thing is blasting.
Venice has 2 outstanding natural middles in Glaza and Mana. Miscommunications there by the Dolphins, and Venice is within 1. Marcelino Guzman will serve once again. Dumped by Barneson's, controlled nicely by Venice, and Glaza hitting strong, keeping Pally off balance. Glaza hit that one out. He had an opening, just misfired. The young coach. Can't believe you have a 22-year-old head coach and the rest of the Palisades Dolphins. Yeah, they know where the camera is. Some of them at least do. Anyway, there, take a look. They're still not 100% certain of the ruling.
Yeah, change the scoreboard and put it to 7.
They're going to take some points off the board here.
Yep, there's going to be some forfeiture of points for the substitutions, and they were out of rotation.
My tires were out of rotation once. It didn't seem to hurt them.
Probably cost you some money, though. Here it cost them some points, and the fans a little pensive here, waiting. The scoreboard now has been changed to 11-7. Doesn't seem to change the Gondolier mood, though, on the sideline. Boy, Mana's a good one, isn't he?
He's very, very good. He's a force in the middle. And so far, it's been very interesting. The teams both went up with double blocks early in the game. Now they're going up with singles, and they're really daring the offenses to try something different. So you see Venice trying to go down the line. They've missed a couple times wide. You see Palisades trying to go deep. Here they go up with a single block, and the shot is long.
Alan Hunt is furious. You know, he feels like he just got a hometown decision go against him on the rotation. He lost a couple points here. He's now gone back to the bench. He's not satisfied with what's gone on, and he's just not pleased. And we're about to start this match. Alan Hunt is still upset. He's still off. Now he's gotten up again. He's talking to his team. He's just bitter about what has happened here.
Well, it's officially 11-7 as the 2 points came off. You see action from earlier, and again, the single block, they try to go through it, and the ball's long. Meanwhile, Rusty Barneson standing back there with the ball. All he wants to do is serve and start playing.
John Wilkin now is at the scorer's table talking to the young girl who's taking the brunt of this attack from both sides. She's getting it from both barrels. All right, we're ready to begin finally. Barneson serving 11-7. That tip is down. Nicely done by Adam Glaza. Bringing Venice to within 3.
Well, bringing them back close to where they thought they were a moment ago. If they can run off a couple points here, that'll soothe their feelings a little bit.
I think the only thing that'll satisfy the coaching fraternity now for Venice will be winning the game. Anything short of it, you know that they will be very testy the rest of the day. Barneson with a nice dig. Now double contact on the Dolphins. They give away another point to the Gondos, and it is now 11-9 again. Groundhog Day. There's a block brilliantly. Glaza up there with D'Amico, slamming that one back.
Serafian with a big swing, but they knew it was coming, and they have it covered.
Chance for the Gondos to tie. Bryant going down the line with a winner. Brandon Bryant, senior hitter. JV last year, all varsity this season.
So important to recognize. Things happen so fast out there. You go with different defensive schemes, and when you're the offensive hitter, you have got to try to avoid the blockers. And that time, a great job by Bryant sending it long.
Barneson with the up on Glaza. Glaza's been a terror at the net so far. Goldstrand can't get to it. Another point for Powell. Dolphins by 3. Randy Rosenblum, Dave Marcus on hand. The opener in the Western League on LA 36 and KLCS. And Glaza showing off those offensive skills with the cross-court winner.
And that time, Palisades not getting up at all. The ball's up at the middle. Glaza's going up high, and not much elevation by the Palisades defense.
Well, Glaza, his coach said, can be phenomenal at times. And we saw some of that there. Wonderful up by Marcelino Guzman. Ryan Machado, despite his diminutive size, number 4, playing hard for the Gondos, making some plays.
Nice pass.
Serafian with the kill.
Great rally that time by both teams, and Serafian's getting loose now. We saw him look a little tight at the beginning of the match, but this is a fine swing. No doubt about that one.
Beebe. 14-11 for the hosts of Palisades. That one's through. Give the kill to Lorenzo D'Amico. Half Brazilian, half Italian. Think of Brazil, you think about all the great volleyball that's played there. That's South American country. Brazil really has some of the great players in the world. Some of the great teams in recent years have come from Brazil.
Hardwood and beach.
That one's set up. Peterson is dug, and that's put down brilliantly by Lorenzo D'Amico. Oh, that was beautiful. Hanging in the air and putting it down with the right hand.
Very smart play. It doesn't always take power. You see the ball coming back. It's just a placement shot. It's a point.
You're right about Sarafian. He's hitting it much harder. Sarafian again. Mana with the tip. Violation on Palisades. Give the point to Venice. We're deadlocked at 14. A very good first game.
Venice is doing a very good job in the back row off those big swings by Sarafian. He's going to the same spot every time. They've got it covered.
We'll get to that one. Jonathan Peters. Little X play there. Watch that little X in the middle.
Beautiful drive.
Sarafian to serve. Junior had 3 aces of the victory over Carson. From the deep court, D'Amico went for it, couldn't put it away. D'Amico will try it again. Little off-speed shot, and that fooled Kubayan.
Well, he was really in no man's land. He didn't know whether to let it go or to play it. Nobody was helping him out. You've got to communicate with your teammates. Give them some guidance. That ball probably would have gone long.
Well, Venice believes they should have 2 more points here with the scoring change after their illegal rotation, but they've caught up, and now they get the lead on a lift against the Dolphins. 16-15 for Venice High School. Remember, we go to 25. You must win by 2, best 3 out of 5. Peters again. This time he's covered beautifully by Goldstrand. There's Mana in the middle. Nice up by Beck Johnson. Lucas Poles can't put it away. But that one doesn't clear the net for Lorenzo D'Amico. We're even again at 16. Boy, this has been highly competitive in the first game.
D'Amico had a good idea trying to catch Palisades napping.
Goldstrand. Boy, he hit it with force into the corner. Nicely dug by Hubayan. Mana drives a winner. There's the great skills of Stefano Mana, the junior middle blocker.
If you get high and drive it down, it's very hard for the blockers. It's almost an accident if you send that one back over.
Peters, and he hit it out. Jonathan likes that sharp angle, and he missed it there.
Well, it's an 11-5 run in a sport in which it's difficult to get 11-5 runs since that scoring dispute.
Machado served it long. Free point for Palisades. We're down by 1. Brandon Bryant returning, middle blocker for Palisades. And we're Goldstrand, and he hit it out. He wants a touch. He's not going to get it. Pally has the point. We're even at 18. Goldstrand this time reaches back and fires a winner. A spike for Goldstrand and the Gondoliers.
Yeah, reaches back is right. This looks like a tennis player serving. The racket head coming back and hitting the back. He got great extension, great snap in the arm, and got the point.
Henry Flamenco in, serving deep and too deep. He hit it out. Well, that's irritating for Alan Young. Brings in a back row specialist, and he hit it out.
Especially since the advent of rally scoring where there's a point in every play. Those service errors are really magnified. It costs you the serve, sure, but it costs you a point.
Ian Kagihara in for the first time for Venice. Wears number 2 in the backcourt. Glaza's blocked. One of the first times they're able to get up on Glaza. Beck Johnson couldn't clear the net. That's a big break for Venice because Beck had a good look at that one.
Again, the back set from Barneson. He's very accurate. He was out there working hard on it before the match.
Another point. Tough serve and a winning serve for Marcelino Guzman. 21-19 Palisades, and youthful coach John Wilkin want a timeout.
That's a very good timeout. This is a critical part of the game. 21-19. Once you fall behind, if you fall behind in the 20s by 3 or 4 points, it's very difficult to get back and rally scoring.
And in rally scoring, the receiving team, or any volleyball really, has the advantage when you receive. You can set up your play first, unless you have a guy who's just shooting BBs from behind the line. And we just saw a very solid serve from Marcelino Guzman, the senior, performing for the Gondoliers. Glad you're with us. This is the start of our spring sports schedule on LA 36 and KLCS. We're going to have some All-Star City soccer for you next week. Sylmar Poly, outstanding softball. Later coming up on our stations, Chatsworth, Granada Hills, and boys volleyball. That ought to be a great one, Dave. Of course, Chatsworth, the 3-time reigning champions of boys volleyball.
They are very, very impressive out in the valley, and looking as good this year as ever.
Robert Pate, one of the great players in the city, plays for Chatsworth. Cody Lowe, big 6'8" guy. They're the team to beat, one would think, but Granada Hills very good. We'll have that match for you later on the season. We're happy to have that one as well. Venice leading by 2, putting it in play. Mishandling there on Goldstrand. One of those times where Trevor just bumped a tad by one of his teammates and it threw his timing off. Can Pally tie? D'Amico with a rocket. That's as strong as attack that we've seen from Lorenzo as at any time today. You can see a cheerleader out there too.
5'11" gets up high. The secret is to elevate.
That was critical because it was 21-20 at the time. It's 22-20 now. And a free ball for Venice to work with. D'Amico again. This time the off-speed shot. Didn't fool Peters. Serafian is dug by Goldstrand. Pancake dig attempt. No, it's down. Good effort, though, by Guzman. Couldn't quite get there. Give Pally the point. Dolphins down 21-20. They're going to their bench. To Colin Cronin, number 18. He'll come in. Colin's a junior. Very intelligent young man, 3.97 GPA, veteran player, excellent defensive player. That one's blocked, but wide, so give the kill to Lorenzo D'Amico. And D'Amico's warming up. He's doing quite a job for the Gondoliers. They're within 2 of winning this first game.
Peters got up there that time, but the ball skidded off his wrist and came down wide of the mark.
See if Adam Glauza just give him another tough serve, and he does. Manning getting up with the block. Peters with the tip, covered nicely by Guzman. Back set, Serafian. Going to be run down? Yes, brilliantly done by Guzman. What a job by the Gondoliers. They're still in the rally. Serafian again. This time he has the spike. Fans appreciate the work of both teams. That one brings the Dolphins to within 1 at 23-22.
Tremendous efforts both ways.
5 for 11.
Matt Wilkins returns. Adam Glauza out of the Venice lineup. No touch there. They give the point to Pally. We're even at 23. A rare miss for Lorenzo D'Amico. Peters just let it go, and it sailed over. And Palisades has a chance to win the opening game. They lead by 1.
Peters will tell you that was intentional. I'm not sure. Let's take a peek. Whatever, it worked.
Give Barneson the kill. Aren't they happy on the Palisades side as they've rallied, scoring the last 3 points to take the lead.
What Venice has to do now is forget the fact they had points taken off the board. Of course, that would have given them the win already in game 1, but they've got to get their heads together. They're still not out of this game.
Well, only 1 point separates these two squads. Highly entertaining volleyball. at the gym by the sea. Palisades High School. Again, they've won 9 city championships. But the last 3 have gone to Palisades. But these are 2 contenders. They play a 32-team championship at the end of the season. And one would think that these teams will both be there. Probably University from the Western League as well, a contender.
Look it up there at the banners on the wall, Randy. The 1974 team, bolstered by the great Chris Marlowe, who played basketball and volleyball here at Palisades.
And Chris went on, played at San Diego State. There's that swing and a miss, and yes, it's down. Chris, of course, has done a lot of volleyball commentary over the years in the Olympics. Palisades looking for the game. They're not going to get it. Lorenzo D'Amico. Well, we're going to go a little extra session here. You got to win by 2. It's tied at 24. Well, D'Amico's been a catalyst. He has been a catalyst.
He got that off before the defense can get set.
Poles can't put it down. Nope. Cronin and Barneson. Barneson saying, hey, that was mine, and can't really fault Colin Cronin. He was over there trying his best. A little miscommunication.
Yeah, Barneson's got to let him know he's taking it.
Venice with a chance to win the game. They lead 25-24. Lucas Poles is done. D'Amico's everywhere. Number 3 in blue has just covered the floor. Now he's setting it for Mana. Mana's blocked. Tipped it wide. We're tied at 25. Mana just missed.
And a great decision by Lucas Poles to let that one go. He started to go after it and thought better of it. You see the ball, a flinch here by Poles, and he lets it go, and it's out.
25 is the draw. Mana misses, and he is bitterly disappointed. Pally with her second game point. Timeout, Venice.
Pretty good way to kick this one off. What a great first game.
Well, it's our spring sports schedule. Venice and Palisades, and we expected a hotly contested battle, and that's exactly what we've had so far at the Palisades Gymnasium. I'm Randy Rosenwald with Dave Marcus. And again, we're going to have great volleyball throughout the spring season, along with softball and some soccer sprinkled in, and baseball. How about Chatsworth? They had a 54-game winning streak finally snapped this week by the Hart Indians from the southern section. But how about that streak of 54? The 2-time reigning national champions, Chatsworth. We'll have them on the air as well.
That's incredible. At any level, to win 54 games in a row in any sport is unbelievable.
That's the longest streak in the history of California, and winning 2 national titles. Quite a credit to Tom Usborne. We'll have them later in the year against El Camino Real, and a lot of people think El Camino will unseat Chatsworth as the city champions. We're very excited on LA 36 and KLCS about our spring schedule. We're going back to the action. We'll see here. Pally can wrap it up in game 1.
Both teams have really played well the second half of this game. They are playing at a very high level right now.
That could do it, an ace! 27-25 for Pally.
What a tremendous topspin serve by Lucas Poles. That really fooled the Venice defense. The thing hit the net and just didn't hit it, but it went over the net and dove straight down like a pitcher throwing a good sinker. And Poles gives Palisades the early win.
Tremendous effort by Palisades. A couple times Venice had them on the ropes. That was a seesaw first game. Terrific start to this one. Give Palisades all the credit in the world for hanging in and winning game 1. The third member of our broadcast squad, as always, Tom Duncan. Let's go to him now.
For Venice coach Alan Hunt, this is one of the youngest teams he's had in recent years, only returning 2 players from last year's squad. With that comes experimenting with lineups. So he's been experimenting especially with the outside hitter position. And you saw freshman Ryan Machado started outside hitter in the first game, and in the second game you're going to see Matt Wilkins, the junior, starting at that position. Now, as far as rivalries go, both of these teams have had a long and storied competition, but in recent years it's just not what it used to be. But Coach Hunt said that today will be a good indicator of where both of these teams rank, not only in league play, but also in the city section. Randy, back to you.
All right, thank you, Tom. And right you are. I mean, this is really a strong indicator. Palisades, a powerful squad, although they were swept earlier this year by Palisades. But it was a match where they didn't have Lucas Poles. He had injured a groin and slipped on a wet spot in practice and wasn't available, although the Chancellors really took him to task. Here's that final point.
Great diving topspin serve, and really no chance. Excellent effort on the dive by Machado, but he just couldn't get it up in the air high enough.
Only a measuring stick game, though. We're going to find out how good these teams are as the season progresses, obviously. But when you think in terms of this league, these two teams in University are the usual suspects, one would think. Venice, I think, is going to come out here and fired up. They do not want to fall behind 2-0. They feel like they were a little bit cheated in that first game, one would imagine, with the fact that they lost a couple points. Let's look at that winning serve once again.
Well, losing a couple points or not, they came back and they took the lead. And when you've got the lead, you've got to hold on to it. Give credit to Palisades coming from behind and pulling out the victory.
Game 2, there's Glaza, who was so strong in the first game.
Such great volleyball on the West Coast in general, and the LA City section, outstanding players. Of course, in the college ranks, UCLA and Pepperdine, number 1 and 2 in the nation, just played each other, and these players have a great chance, being on the west side of town, to go see those teams play.
Yeah, Pepperdine won that match in 5. UCLA had beaten them earlier in the year. Hello. Extra bonus. I bet you they didn't think they were going to be on television today, huh?
I don't know if they know they're on yet.
I think they have a
You
pretty
think
good
they were
inkling.
waving at us?
No, I have no doubt that they were not waving at us. John Wilkin in the middle of that huddle, but you see the guy 15, Rusty Barneson, is the coach on the floor. Rusty's a very intelligent young man that understands the game and really calls out the plays on the floor. He is the leader, the team captain of the Dolphins. Game 2. See if it's anything like game 1. We're in for a treat here, Dave.
We had a great chance to visit with some of the Palisades players. Rusty Barneson and Beck Johnson were talking about their surf class. You don't find that at every school.
No, not at all. I prepped in the San Fernando Valley. We didn't know there was water. We didn't know it existed on that side in North Hollywood. There are those banners. Those are the men's championship banners. There's 9 of those, but there's 21 for the girls. That's 30. Simple arithmetic. 30 championships in city volleyball since the early 70s for Pali. Hard to do that, but they've accomplished it. Great tradition here. Here we go. Manna with a rocket. Stefano Manna. It's a great way for the Gondoliers to begin game 2.
That time, Manna starting from the outside with a cross-court winner, not going up the middle as they did so often in the first game.
That one never cleared for D'Amico, so a point for Pali. 1-1. Another long rally. Serafian, he can't put an end to it. We're still going. That one never gets over for Matt Wilkins. So an easy one for Pali as Wilkins just couldn't find it.
Alan Hunt cannot be happy about the unforced errors here in game 2.
Yeah, that was a giveaway, especially after the long rally. Wilkins again. D'Amico, Serafian with the one arm up, but a lift on the other side will cost Palisades. What an effort, though, by Joey Serafian. There's the woman in charge, Laverne Tenors, veteran official. Tied at 2. Game 2. Game 1 to Pally 27-25. Sarafian misfires. Although I'll tell you, when he hits it, it gets there in a hurry.
That's Matt Wilkins, who started game 2. You heard Tom Duncan talking about that change.
Sarafian again is blocked. It's tipped over by Bryant. If Pally can put this one down. Bryant does. Brandon Bryant, wide receiver, defensive back on the football team. They were 1-9. He didn't want to discuss that. He wants to talk about volleyball.
Great power off the quick set by Barneson. That time not lofting it high in the air. You need great communication between your setter and your hitter on a play like that.
A couple football volleyball players on the Dolphins. Christian Clark, another middle blocker, a lineman on the football team, also on this volleyball team for Palisades. 3 is the deadlock. Work on the outside, put down again by an outstanding player, Lorenzo D'Amico. He has been most impressive.
Nice bit of resilience shown by Venice to come back and take the lead after falling behind in game 2.
I think we have 2 teams, Dave. It's safe to say that pretty evenly matched. Not a give and take. D'Amico with another winner. Boy, he's good. That one really had the whole Pally defense off balance.
Yeah, again, going cross court deep and just a wave by a couple of players.
Sarafian has that one not go over for him. And another point for Venice.
It's one thing to have a big swing, but you've got to get it in the court. He's got to take something off that and get it over the net.
Quite a rally here by Venice. They're on a streak. Sarafian's blocked. Suddenly Venice. Airtight volleyball. Lucas Poles just tipping it over. Poles again. D'Amico with the up. And over for D'Amico. Sarafian with a hard spike. D'Amico returns it. Can Pally recover? It's over for Barneson. We're still alive. That one is hit long. After all that work.
Effort by both teams. You hate to see a point like that end on a miscue, but it was a great rally.
Lucas Poles is played by Goldstrand. Goldstrand from the deep court. Beck Johnson with a nice up. D'Amico, I tell you, he runs the court as well as anyone we've seen at the high school level. He's everywhere. That one might have been out, but Beck Johnson handled it anyway. Another long rally. You don't often see rallies like this in boys volleyball. It's more of a power game, but these teams showing finesse and style on defense. The long rally again goes to Pally.
Just tremendous action, tremendous effort by both of these teams. You can tell how much they want this league opener.
High-level volleyball at the gym by the sea. Palisades High School. One falls, and the Venice lead has vanished.
Barneson once again showing his court awareness, showing what a smart player he is. Nothing fancy about it, just find the floor.
Outside to Poles. It's down for Lucas Poles. The lead is back to Pally. 4 straight. They answered the Venice run. You gotta like that in a volleyball team. You see this team rally at Venice and you buckle down and suddenly you start doing some good things. Another violation, double contact on the Gondos, and 5 unanswered for Palisades. Venice little bit disheartened here after this run, and I think Alan Hunt might be thinking about a timeout pretty soon.
Barneson was lobbying there, trying to show the officials that the ball never cleared.
6 straight for Palisades. Lucas Poles hammering away. Pulls again. Still alive. Great up. Sarafian started it in the deep court with the save. That one is punched long by Matt Wilkins, who's struggling in there for Venice. And the streak is 7 in succession.
Well, that's just pressure. He's so sure that he's going to be blocked that he's trying to do something spectacular with it, and it's very hard to control that.
Nice pass by Matt Wilkins. All starts with that first pass, of course. Barneson with the dump. And that dump had him off balance, and another point for Palisades.
Peters won't get credit for a kill. There was a double hit there by Venice before that shot.
The run is 8. 8 in succession for Palisades. Make it 9, and you don't often see this kind of run in rally scoring, and especially when you have two teams that are so equal in talent. Lead is 12-6. Dolphins are on quite a streak. Finally broken on the kill by Glaza. So after 9 in a row, Adam Glaza drives the point across.
The challenge for Venice, of course, they need a run like that of their own to get back in the match. And they've got Wilkins, the junior, going back to try to get them started.
7 serving 12. So after a very good start, that 9-point run has given Palisades some breathing room. Peters, wonderful up by D'Amico, but there's Barneson lurking. Rusty.
It's so hard to hit that shot and not hit the net. Barneson did a great job of getting on top.
Goldstrand drives that one through for Venice.
It's the first real clean look he's had in this second game. Made the most of it.
First year on the varsity, Trevor Goldstrand. I think he can be an all-city player by next year. They think he has that kind of skill. There's Ryan Machado to serve for the Gondos. Barneson tipping it over. He likes to dump it down. Manna with a hard shot. What a save there by Sarafian. Palisades playing some terrific defense. And running into the net was Marcelino Guzman of Venice. Give the point to Pali. Guzman came off the net and said, "I did." An official, the umpire, Ivy Lewis, said, "Yeah, you did." Palisades trying to go up 2-0 after winning a dramatic 27-25 first game. Double contact on the Dolphins. Those are the kind of breaks Venice is going to need to jump back into this. They're down by 5. Johnson, the up by Wilkins. Another double contact. This time it's on the Gondoliers. So it's getting a little sloppy here. Both teams starting to play a little bit of giveaway. You don't want to do that. Those free points always seem to come back at the end and ding you. Sarafian tried to be too fine with that one and missed. Goldstrand with a nice serve.
Well, double block up that time. They got contact, but the ball sent wide, and Venice a chance to get back into it. I really like the serving motion of Goldstrand. Again, he's got that big whip in his arm.
And the ball moves, too. Beck Johnson. Wilkins did a good job of tipping that. Here's Manna going up and putting it away. Stefano Manna again. And if he gets hot, that could turn it around for Venice. They're within 3.
Manna right through the block, just pure power that time.
Bryant was up there, but it's tough to save one like that that's coming at you so fast. D'Amico. Tremendous dig by Barneson. The roll shot by Barneson, but it's covered. Bryant with the left hand tipping it. D'Amico with the kill. Lorenzo D'Amico. And here come the Gondos. Back to within 2.
Stefano, run a few more threes.
D'Amico right over the top. A little tip by Palisades.
Well, this would be some game win for Venice if they could somehow pull it out after giving up 9 in a row. 13 serving 15. Oh, that's errant. Well, that got away from Goldstrand.
That was interesting. We had the camera on Goldstrand. Barneson was down tying his shoe, almost to ice a shooter, and he had made Goldstrand stand back there holding the ball, and then the errant serve.
When you're going to pretend to tie a shoe, you got to put the ball in play.
Pretty big court over there, Trevor.
Let me tell you, D'Amico's good. He has been not only a great setter, defensive player, but he's putting balls away, number 3. Lorenzo D'Amico.
You have such a small amount of time to recognize where the defense is coming from, and he's got a very good knack of not hitting it right into the block. If you do that, it's going to come right back at you.
See what Flamenco can do with the serve. Serafian.
Yeah, never cleared the net, so that's the 4th hit on Palisades.
That's the call. Give the point to Venice. 15 serving 16. Chance for the Gondoliers to get even. And Glaza with that roll off-speed shot through the time and off of Brandon Bryant. We are even at 16. What a comeback by Venice.
Fantastic. To give up 9 in a row on the opponent's serve and crawl back into the match. Great effort.
Well, they want to win a game. They've done a great job of coming back. Now can they come back and win the game? Goldstrand had a good look at it. And he has the winner. Venice indeed has the lead. They were down by 6. And in rally scoring, that's quite a deficit. They've overhauled Pally. See if they can take it all the way to the finish line. Barneson to Bryant. Nice block by Glaza. Put down by Joey Serafian.
Very intelligent placement by Serafian. He has gone for that big deep ball so many times. The Venice defense was backing up. He dropped it in front of him.
Jacob Hubayan, born in Vienna. He's Persian. And he's serving. Goldstrand's got it. Well, I can see why the coach believes that Trevor Goldstrand by next year could be all city. You could just see all the skills.
Very impressive and very good court awareness.
Venice leading again, 18-17. This is reminiscent of the first game. And Joey Serafian is piling up the kills. Oh, we had a 27-25 first game. Maybe we might have it again here.
Well, Matt Wilkins got up for the block, but it went skittering off his forearm out of bounds.
Serafian to the float serve. See what Wilkins can do with this ball. Overpass, but Glaza couldn't play it.
When you're at the net on a play like that, if you don't have a clean put away, get the ball in play, let your teammates get a good shot at it.
1918 Dolphins. Dolphins 2-1. Venice Gondoliers 2-1, but those were non-league games. It's the opener of the Western League on LA 36 in KLCS. And a double contact on Venice. Give away another point. Those violations are killing Alan Hunt's ball club. Going to go to his bench. Bringing in Ian again. Ian Kagihara. He replaces Henry Flamenco. Peters tipping. Venice covering. Glaza with authority. Adam Glaza.
Venice has weapons. They've just hurt themselves with too many unforced mistakes.
Down by 1. Go to 25. Must win by 2 again. Peters. D'Amico with a great up. Still alive. You can play it off the net. Both teams tipping. Goldstrand cannot quite put it down. Great rally. Serafian with the dig. Poles going for it. Still going. Glaza with an air facial. What an up by Hubayan. Glaza again. The point of the match. We're deadlocked at 20 in the Venice cheering section, and team love it.
That was great stuff both ways. What a point on both ends. And there's the exclamation point.
Venice has tied it again on that miraculous rally and put away by Glaza. Not a good set. Glaza wins the joust with Peters, and Venice has the lead. John Wilkin wants a timeout for Palisades.
Very difficult attempt at a back set by Barneson with his body going away from the net. Your timing has to be picture perfect on that, and Peters just couldn't get the good angle on it.
Oh, you said it earlier. You said Venice was resilient. No question about it. They've showed at times that ability to fight off disappointment and rally back. Well, we knew it'd be competitive, but
oh, this is great stuff. Game 2, of course, obviously is always important. Either one team is going to go up 2-0 with a chance to close out the match, or the other is going to draw it even. And right now, a critical part of that second game.
21-20 Venice. What makes it more remarkable, and we've alluded to it a couple times already in this game, they gave up 9 in a row, and they still have the lead. Matt Wilkins drying the ball off and putting it in play. Barneson with that slam tip, that slam dink, and we're tied at 21.
Barneson is very good at recognizing the overpass. There wasn't a lot he could do with that ball if he didn't send it across the net, and he got something out of it.
Of course, in between the games 2 and 3, we'll talk with Tom Duncan again, our sideline correspondent. Goldstrand's attack is hit back over. There goes Glaza. It's off one of the lights, playable. Who will put it down? Beck Johnson's try, and he's blocked by Glaza. Another very long rally. Glaza again. He is a terminal hitter. He is going to end rallies. The rally breaker. Adam Glaza. 22-21 Gondos. Well, that's good stuff today at the Gym by the Sea on LA 36 and KLCS. Glad you're with us. Randy Roosevelt, Dave Marcus, Tom Duncan. Double contact on Palisades. Venice had given a few points away earlier. They're thankful to get one from Pally.
Key point of the match now. If they can go up 24-21, very good spot to win this game too.
Machado serving. Goldstrand with the roof. And he got Jonathan Peters. 24-21.
Perfect position.
Game point for Venice. Trying to tie it at a game apiece. Beck Johnson with the spike for a winner. 24-22, the Gondolier lead. Sliced to 2.
It's tempting to go for the big serve here, but you can't afford a service error. That would end this game.
Jonathan Peters hit it long, and there's the game. 25-22 for Venice. So we have split games. A remarkable game victory for Venice despite allowing a 9-point run. 9 in succession for Pally in that second game, but Venice overhauled them and beat them 25-22 to deadlock this match at a game apiece. It's been entertaining, Dave.
Oh, it's been great stuff, and I really like the way these young men are coming back after falling behind. Both teams really responding very well to the pressure of the match. We're all even up, settle in for a while. It's going to be a while.
Yeah, best 3 out of 5 has turned into a best 2 out of 3 after they split the first 2 games. And let's check in once again with Tom Duncan, as promised.
Not many people know that Pacific Palisades assistant coach is Dave Suarez. He doesn't attend any of the games and is regulated to the amount of practices he can go to. But if you've been involved with volleyball in the city section over the last 10 years, you know who Coach Suarez is. He won 3 city titles with Pally and 1 boys title in volleyball. He's a legend at Palisades High School. But since 1999, he's been regulated to basically a consultant role because he started a family of his own. Now with 2 young children, he has to watch over. And now John Wilkins, in 2001, he graduated. So at one point, as a freshman, he played for Coach Suarez. Randy, back to you.
All right, Suarez and Wilkin now, the dynamic duo coaching those Dolphins. We split the first 2 games, 27-25 for Palisades, 25-22 for Venice. We're going to step out. The vital Game 3 is next, right here on LA 36 and KLCS. Stay with us. And welcome back to the Gym by the Sea at Palisades High School. Getting ready for Game 3. Randy Rosenblum, Dave Marcus, Tom Duncan. First 2 games have been scintillating stuff, Dave. We expect more of the same here in Game 3.
Oh, it's been tremendous volleyball action. You can't ask for more for a league opener, tied at 1 game apiece, and either game could have gone either way. You love that as a fan.
I like what Venice has been able to overcome. They had some rotation problems, gave away a couple points in the first game, still nearly won that, had a couple tries to win the game. Gave away 9 in a row and overcame that deficit in the second game. They're actually down by 6 at one point, 12-6, and rallied to win Game 2. Let's go to Game 3, see what happens. This is what they call the hump game. The team here who wins this game, maybe over the hump, they'd be up 2-1. Should be interesting.
You did the first game good, just the second game you messed up. Get it back.
Palisades checking their rotation with Beck Johnson and Ivy Lewis, the umpire. There's some of the action from the last game.
If history is any indicator, it's very important to check your rotation. We saw that in the first game.
All the history that goes with this gym, all those championships. And here we are. We've had 2 terrific games, but it's best 3 out of 5. And little to separate these teams at all at this stage. Venice will serve again.
I think Venice has to feel pretty good about themselves. They won a mistake-filled game in Game 2 when they really could have been almost closed out by Palisades. And Palisades has to start questioning themselves a little bit. They're playing at home. They were playing from in front. And now they're on their heels a bit. It's very important for them to get off to a good start here in game 3.
Well, Marcelino Guzman will serve for the Gondos. Beck Johnson has a kill to start it for the Dolphins. Hard to miss number 1 there, Jonathan Peters with that red head, that mop. Big red. Mana with a kill. Stefano Mana answers. Well, they don't call Jonathan Peters Big Red. They call him JP. That's what the players call. There's Mana's drive for a winner. Lift on Lucas Poles. Give the Gondos a point. They lead 2-1.
Excellent deep serves again by Goldstrand.
Ryan is dug. Mana. Barneson got a piece of it, but not clean enough for Cowley to retrieve and give Mana another kill.
And all the confidence now is on the Venice side. Mana, a force in the middle.
And Stefano with 2 quick kills in this game, but that serve is out from Goldstrand and quickly gives Cowley a point. That's really a momentum breaker.
It's so tempting when you're on a roll to try to go for that one bit more. It's often costly.
That one's hit out by D'Amico. Can't fault his effort, though. He said it's his fault, but he's been all over the place.
Giving instructions on the set. Said, I want to drive it down.
Lorenzo the tutor. And again, we have rotation talk at the table. John Wilkin wants clarification. He's not sure. Wilkins asking, I heard him, he said, is Rusty serving? Is he the one supposed to be there? Rusty is Rusty Barneson. Looks like he's up near the front row. Big discussion again at the table. We're going to have another delay.
Well, the players are ready to play, but the coaches are huddled around the scorebook with rapt attention, joined by Ivy Lewis, the umpire.
Oh, this is the second delay. We had that earlier discussion, which penalized Venice 2 points. This time it's John Wilkin there. He is a young coach smiling, blue shirt and tie, with umpire Ivy Lewis discussing matters.
We have different scorekeepers for this game, but they are going through it very carefully. Of course, Palisades will not be penalized because they're doing this in advance.
I think we're back at the academic decathlon.
It's possible.
It looks like they're math scores, the English scores, a little bit of history.
A discussion going on now, both officials. Laverne Tenorse off her chair, strides to the table.
Oh, somebody's going to lose a point. We heard that Laverne Tenorse yelled out, take a point off. And Palisades this time has lost a point. Got to keep those rotations in order. And so far, both teams have been victimized by their own ability to keep track of getting the players in the proper rotation. Hey, it's high school volleyball. It's fun.
Right now, it looks confusing more than fun. Beck Johnson just waiting for a chance to get going again.
This is what the players hate the most, is just waiting around, not warming up. These long delays. It's the second one we've had. Doesn't seem to be bothering Beck. Look at that.
Well, he loves the fact that he's got the camera staring right at him.
Yeah.
It's a great thrill for these players to get.
I think Beck would like us to delay another 15 or 20 minutes.
I'd like to thank Teal for coming to all my games. Yes, I said that.
Of course, Teal's his sister.
I want to thank Joey. Joey's a great player. Rusty, JP, the whole starting six are great. Yeah, that's right, Jacob.
Isn't this the part where the academy starts playing the music to move him along?
I'm glad he brought that up about Teal, who's a very fine player on the girls team here. That's his sister. He got a kick out of that. So did we. Hope you did at home. Everybody has their 15 minutes in the sun.
He almost had 15 minutes on camera right there.
I was going to get more than that. After I just done this song and dance how the players hate it, that's probably going to be the highlight. You know what Beck's going to talk about when he goes home tonight, win or lose.
Yeah, they interviewed me on TV.
During the game.
The whistle. We've been waiting for that.
Here we go. 2 serving 3. Venice has a lead. That's outside the antenna, I believe. No, they're not going to call it that way. It's still alive. And Venice gets the kill from Lorenzo D'Amico and a missed call.
Oh, Venice really got away with one there. The angle was right in front of us. We can see the ball went on the outside of the antenna. That's supposed to be dead. But from across the court, Laverne Tenars can't really see the angle as well. And so Venice gets the point. A big break for the Gondoliers.
And a yellow card for arguing for Palisades. I might have picked up a red card. I would have been so adamant about that one if I was on the sideline. Actually, I thought Wilkins showed some restraint.
Yeah, we had the perfect angle for it, and all deference to the chair umpire. She really doesn't have as good an angle as we do to see that shot.
Blocked wide, give Sarafian the kill for Powley. A lot of teams and fans get excited when they see the ball blocked, but it was blocked wide. Got to block it and keep it in the field of play. Who'll be on serving? Plaza has force, doesn't he? I don't think anybody hits the ball any harder here today than Adam Glaza. Senior middle blocker, 6'1", and he has a tremendous arm swing.
But again, look how high he gets in the air, floating to attack that ball.
And Sarafian hit it wide. And you sense that Venice has the momentum here, Dave.
Yeah, they're really playing very well right now.
Right at this stage in the last game, when they gave up 9 in a row to Powley. See what they do here. And Sarafian puts it down for the Dolphins. They're back to within 2. Glaza just ends every rally.
Well, he's mixing up his speeds, he's mixing up his direction, he's mixing up his angle of attack. It's very confusing for a defense when you've got a player throwing all of that at you. He's doing a great job for Venice.
You can have all the shots, but you still got to do it with some kind of force to keep these fine players off balance, and Glaza does that. There's the ball put away by the Dolphins. They're hanging in there, though. Down by 2. We all know that volleyball is a game of momentum. It can swing back to Palisades at any time.
Killed by poles that time. You mentioned he had that groin problem. He's having trouble elevating. That time he did get a good amount of steam on it.
Goldstrand misfires. Point Palisades.
You know, the ball comes off the hand, but the force is created by the legs. You watch a great net player. They get up high in the air, get great leverage from their legs, get great power behind the shot.
Glaza again. That was a touch up at the net. So the term they use in volleyball is tooling it off a blocker, and that's what he was able to do there. 8-6, and out of those 8 points, I got to think that Glaza's got 4 or 5 kills in this game. He has been dominant. That time he hits it long, though. And again, another giveaway by the Gondoliers.
It's got to be so distressing for a coach to see the brakes thrown on like that with the serve
I'm thinking the exact same. I'm looking over at head coach Alan Hunt, and he's just.
Your team's on a roll. You've got all the momentum. It is just a rally killer.
Makes me think of what they say about basketball coaches. You're miserable when you coach, and you're more miserable when you're fired. Here's Manna. He can't put it down. Beck Johnson. No, not yet. That one won't clear, and a point for the Dolphins. And suddenly we're even at 8-all, and that's no surprise. These teams are really going at it. That was a good set. Manna put it down. What a perfect set from Lorenzo D'Amico.
Manna didn't get all of that. He might be fortunate. He sent it around the attempted block of Barneson.
Don't ask how. You ask how many. He was able to get it through and get the point. And now a service ace for Marcelino Guzman. Ball with tremendous movement on that serve.
And the center spot of the court. It's a very difficult place to cover.
One of the keys in high school volleyball is that first pass, the receive and then the pass. Beck Johnson, nice touch at the net. Celaya for the Gondos. D'Amico going up. Sarafian with the nice save. See if Venice can put this one down. Manna is loose. The redhead got him. Jonathan Peters.
You call him Big Red, you call him JP, you call him in the right position. He was right up there, two hands extended high, and there's just nowhere to put this ball. Perfect blocking position.
Solo block for a winner. That's huge because instead of being a 3-point deficit, it's a 1-point game. It's a big swing. Literally. There's one through for Lorenzo D'Amico. Boy, I like him. You can't say enough about the 3-year starter. Great leader on the floor. Scholar athlete, considering Berkeley. Wants to go to school at Cal. Four contacts. Palisades struggled in the deep court. Venice by 3. And they're serving tough right now. Again, the Palisades Dolphins trouble putting the ball in play. John Wilkin wants a timeout.
We saw the unforced errors by Venice in game 2. Now it's Palisades with the difficulty in controlling the ball. You know, when you start falling behind in game 3 of a tied match, it starts to be like a wave pushing you back. It's very, very difficult to get out of the hole. And when you do, you've got that game 4 looming, then it's elimination. So it is very important for Palisades to try to compose themselves. You see Venice's coach Alan Hunt coaching, showing Mana the proper position at the net on the blocking end. Always time to instruct in high school sports. But a good timeout called by John Wilkin really composes Palisades team now. Try to get back in this match.
13-9 for Venice in game 3. Palisades won the first game 27-25. Venice returned the favor on Pally 25-22 in game 2. We're at the Gym by the Sea at Palisades. Randy Rosenblum, Dave Marcus, Tom Duncan on LA 36 and KLCS, the education station. Goldstrand putting it in play. Bryant is roofed. I guess that blocking instruction from head coach Alan Hunt to Manna and D'Amico helped. Yep, Manna got up there and got him. Bartison's dump is covered. Beck Johnson hit that one, but there was a touch. Ooh, Beck gets a break. Point Palisades.
Johnson with a lot of steam on that one. Wasn't much of a touch, but it was enough to get him back to serve.
Play it again. Wasn't whistled into play. Laverne Tenor is having some fun up there. Great short serve. Ball never cleared. Although D'Amico thought Bryant got a piece of it. 11 serving 14. Another bad overpass. Easy for Bryant to stick it down. Can't do that. You can't pass the ball like that.
Rusty Barneson's been very effective with that short drop serve.
When you pass it over, that's going to be an easy one for your opponent. And D'Amico misses, and suddenly Pally's right there again. Neither team will go away in any game.
See, this is a lesson that you don't need the spectacular rocket serve to run off a string of points. Barneson's just mixing it up, floating it in, finding the spots.
And Mana misses, and suddenly, just like that, Palisades is caught up. Matt Wilkins is going to come in, and Ian Kagihara, the junior outside hitter, leaves. Still alive. Good job in the back row by Peters. Mana. He can't put it down. We have a lift on Joey Sarafian. It cost the Dolphins a point. You're wondering about the rotations and all these substitutions. Some players are just not as good in the back court. Some of those bigger guys, and so they are substituted for in the back row. There's a tip, a long dink for a winner, and that ties it at 15.
There is no libero in high school volleyball, the defensive specialist who can enter an unlimited number of times in a game.
Give Bryant that last kill. D'Amico blocked by Poles. Glaza can't put it away. D'Amico on the X play. Barneson with a wonderful dig. But a lift on Palisades.
Venice did a good job of getting back into play after the double block by Palisades that time, keeping the ball alive.
Now John Wilkin upset with the call. In fact, he went over to the side and kicked the chair. He was so irate. Sarafian is dug by Machado. Sarafian again. That one's headed for the seats after it glanced off of D'Amico. Boy, that D'Amico's a fiery competitor, though. That was a almost impossible ball to play, but he's still upset with himself for not getting it done.
Driven hard right at the belt line. Almost, as you said, almost an impossible ball to play cleanly.
See why Lorenzo D'Amico was first team All-Western League last year. Tie at 16. Goldstrand from the backcourt. Poles with that roll shot for a winner. Dolphins by one. Glaza. Oh, he got it down the line beautifully.
No chance for Palisades. Just got to hope it goes wide, and it doesn't. Right on the tape.
The draw's 17. Glanced off the net and one out, so a point for the Dolphins.
And you saw Rusty Barneson. We talk about him, number 15, as almost a coach on the floor. He immediately was going over to the chair and talking to Laverne Tenard, saying, hey, that's on the outside of the antenna. He made the call before she did.
Double contact on the Dolphins. Again, it's early in the year, so it's not inexcusable to see these errors. We've seen some brilliant volleyball at times, and at other times it's gotten sloppy. But again, it is early. It's the first league game, and they've only played a 3-game preseason package at this stage. So it's early on in the year, so we're going to have some violations. Poles hitting it hard. D'Amico with the up. D'Amico on the attack. Manna with the tip. Barneson covers nicely. That's a net violation on Barneson. I think that's a good call. He ran into the net.
Very difficult set from near the back row line, and Barneson really didn't have much chance to avoid the net on that one.
John Wilkin is still upset with the officiating, and they're going to award a point. That must be a red card then on the coach to give him a point. It's the only way you can do it. Had to be a red card. They never flashed a card. But another point's been given to Venice. And that was a good call. It was clearly that Barneson went into the net.
Yeah.
That one's through for Lucas Poles, the senior 6'2" outside hitter of the Dolphins.
Last couple times, Poles has actually been able to get up in the air a little better, and when he does, he gets great leverage on top of the volleyball. He has had difficulty getting off the floor, but he might be getting a little looser now.
Goldstrand, and there's an up from Poles. 20-19, Venice leading. Game number 3, best 3 out of 5. Tied at a game apiece. Beck Johnson hit it wide. Another point for Venice. Boy, that losing a point by the coach. And that red card, that could sting.
Especially late in the game. Another good decision by Barneson. Very heady player out there.
Rusty Barneson really a leader. So is D'Amico. You're seeing some guys who just hate to lose. D'Amico's ball. It's played nicely by the Dolphins. That one's tipped out. Beck Johnson, we're tied at 21. How many times have we seen late game ties? I mean, over and over.
A tremendous match from the very first point.
D'Amico's drive. Somehow the Dolphins retrieve and play it back over. That one's down for D'Amico. He was denied the first time, not the second. Boy, Lorenzo's good. Best all-around player on the Venice Gondoliers, says his head coach, Alan Hunt, and you can see why today.
Key late in the game is to get side outs. You cannot let Goldstrand run off a string of points here.
Beck Johnson lobbing. And a lift on Ian Kagihara. We're deadlocked at 22. Manna is blocked. Somehow it got back over. Venice will take it. Sometimes it is better to be lucky than good.
Little confusion by Palisades after the ball went over the net. You see a lot of pointing. You got it? You got no, nobody's got it.
Marcelino Guzman will be credited with the kill. 23-22. Elias Machado, just a freshman. Great volleyball skills for a freshman player. Machado with that nice play in the back row. Serafian rifling a winner.
No way to stop that. A tremendously placed drive by Serafian, going deep but getting it with the top spin to land inside the court.
You can go to a lot of matches, Dave, and you won't see them as airtight as this one. Every game, nail biters. There's a kill for Lorenzo D'Amico, and Venice serving for the game at 24-23, and Lorenzo's behind the line. Palisades needs to put it down or the game will be over. Chicken wing dig by Machado. How did D'Amico get that over. That one's tipped down. We're tied at 24.
The senior, the 3-year starter, Rusty Barneson, great court awareness. Little flip. It's there.
Well, what plays by Barneson and D'Amico? Two leaders of these teams. Laza straight down, but he missed it. And now a point will give Palisades the game.
And they are going to ice the server and talk strategy. A timeout called by Venice. It will be Jacob Hubian serving for Palisades to try to win game 3. We talked about the intelligence of the Palisades team, Randy. How about Hubian? 4.7 weighted GPA.
Yeah, Jacob said he wants to go to an Ivy League school. I don't think that'll be a problem at 4.7 GPA. There's the Palisades huddle. John Wilkins smiling now after a little aggression before, a little tantrum where he kicked the chair, but it's amazing what a little rally will do for your spirits. And on the other side, Alan Hunt spilling out the information. Alan said he still has the tape from the girls' game where they lost in 5 to San Pedro on his desk at home, won't look at it. Still cannot swallow that bitter pill that they lost in 5 games to San Pedro in the finals of the girls. Well, they're in another dogfight today. He might be our good luck charm for great matches. Laza tipping. Barneson got it back over. And Barneson's the hero in game 3. 26-24. Pally's ahead 2 games to 1.
You can't ask for any more than a match like we are seeing today. And Barneson has been a key in the setter position for Palisades. Sometimes it's planned, sometimes it's reaction, but he seems to know where to be and what to do.
Well, Rusty said, we're going to handle Venice today. We shouldn't have too much trouble. But then he said, I really don't know how good they are.
Well, they're pretty good.
They're pretty good. I don't think Rusty thought or knew how good Venice is. And Venice is a very solid team here in the city section. There's no question. You're looking at 2 boys teams that down the road will more than likely get into the 32-team field, play in the playoffs. Chatsworth again is the favorite. Granada Hills, Taft, all very good. Grant's good in the San Fernando Valley. The Valley's been strong for a number of years now, but this west side, we always know that the Western League is so solid, and we're seeing great volleyball here today.
Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic.
It's been a lot of fun, too. I just love that personal battle with Barneson doing everything so very well. And then on the Venice side, Lorenzo D'Amico has been terrific.
Yeah, he has been fantastic. The 2 of them are really matching point for point. But some good stepping up by some of the other players today. Serafian in that last game got some big swings going. We saw Mena in the middle, blocking and scoring. And the level of play has gotten better as this match has gone on.
And that would figure. And again, we're going to see mistakes. It's early in the season. But for the most part, when it's got down to crunch time, when the teams have reached about 20 points, you have seen some serious volleyball, some terrific rallies, and a great exhibition of what city volleyball is all about.
And we've had a lot of interesting things. We've seen points taken off the board for rotation violations. We've seen points added to the board for red cards. There's been a little bit of everything, and we've still got a long way to go.
And you're going to see the most important thing down the road on LA 36 and KLCS. Yes, we will have the city volleyball final. Last year, Chatsworth won it, and again, it'll be at Pierce College in Woodland Hills. So if a Valley School's there, they figure to have some solid support. But these 2 teams, it wouldn't be shocking if either one of these teams would reach Pierce College and get to the championship game.
Yeah, they both have the talent to make a deep run in the playoffs, and I think that they both will get better as the season goes on. It's always interesting when you go into a game 4. You would think that the pressure would be on the team that's facing elimination, facing the loss. But if they do seize the momentum, game 5 is only to 15 points. So oftentimes you will see a team come back, win game 4, and use that momentum to roll to a game 5 win. This one is far from over.
It certainly is far from over. I mean, you got to believe that game 4 will be very similar to game 3, 2, and 1, and it'll get very close when they get to the 20 or 21 or 22 point position. And you can't afford mistakes if you're Venice. You have to really play strong volleyball down the stretch and try to pull this one out and put some pressure back on Pally and get it in to a 5th and deciding game. We're at the Gym by the Sea is what they call it. In fact, their football stadium here is the Stadium by the Sea. Of course, the Palisades Dolphins had a tough year in high school football, going 1-9, and they feel they'll be a little bit better next year. And again, they're playing today with the 2 volleyball players who were on that football team, Brandon Bryant and Christian Clark, and they're happy to have volleyball now because they struggled a little bit in the football season.
Yeah, and they were both pointed out that they beat LA High. They wanted us to know who the victim was when they went 1-9 on the season. But they are very, very happy to be indoors playing the volleyball.
Right, and again, the tradition here is so terrific for volleyball, and you see that John Wilkin has his team huddled around and ready to go for Game 4. All smiles when you're leading. And let's see what Venice can do to counter. There's one of those shots from Game 4, one of those wins. Not quite enough of them, though, there for Venice in Game 4. We'll see what they do here in Game 5. They're going to have to come out, and I think they need to serve strong as well. You know,
yeah, the serving's been pretty good for both teams.
No, it has been good.
You have the contrasting styles. You've got the great hard serves from Goldstrand. You've got Barneson with the floaters, and they were very effective toward the end of Game 3.
Again, they're checking the rotations. There's a good look at Ryan Machado, 5'4". You don't see 5'4" men's volleyball players very often, but he's only a freshman. You got to think he's going to grow, be an all-city talent by the time he's done. He got the braces, which would figure with a 14-year-old. Why not?
To be playing at this level as a 9th grader, as a 14-year-old, it's very, very impressive. One of the things he's got to do, of course, keep his emotions in check. We saw him show a little frustration on a few plays in Game 3, but that is all part of the learning curve. And to learn at the varsity level is very impressive.
Ryan would say to you, I got to check my emotion. What about the coaches? They're going crazy in this one.
Well, it's a tight match, league opener, a lot of momentum to be established for the entire league season today. And there's a lot on the line.
All right, again, Game 1 to Pali, 27-25. Venice bounced back 25-22. And Pali 26-24. Rusty Barneson to serve. Game 4 is about to begin once Laverne Tenoris is up in the chair. She signals, let's play. A lot of talking out there. You want to communicate. D'Amico shot played by Peters. Came over the net.
Yeah, we told you that Barneson was trying to give assistance to Laverne Tenoris in the last game. She just told him, I don't need assistance in refereeing my game. I saw it. It was over the net, but don't call the game for me.
Yeah, Venice came over, which is the proper call. It's a point for Pali. Laza hit it long. 2-0 Dolphins. Of course, with a game victory here, Palisades can take out Venice in this 4th game. Not easy to close out a good team like Venice, one would imagine. Barneson asked for the set. Just dropped it over. Boy, you talk about the perfect shot. That was it.
He really is calling for the ball a lot. That's a couple of possessions in a row. He said, set me, set me. He really wants to take control of this game.
Another point for the Dolphins, who suddenly are on fire. They lead 4-0. D'Amico to the rescue.
Very important to get that side out and to maintain contact with this match.
Of course, in this scoring system, the side out is a point. Point per play. Service there, and again, I believe you have to be consistent with the serve. You start giving it away like that, then you're asking for trouble. 5 serving 1. Make them earn it. That one's punched through.
Well, there are times to go for it and times to back off. When you're down 4-1 is not a time to go for the big blockbuster ace serve. You've got to get the ball in play. If you've got a lead of 3 or 4 points, sure, why not? Go for it. But you can't do it when you're behind like that.
Boy, D'Amico with another kill. He has been the most consistent player by far for Venice. Lucas Poles with a winner. Well, how did he get to the ball?
Well, he went with the left hand, and that's what confused the Venice defense. Poles, a big right-hander, but he punched it with the left.
6-2 Palisades. Kubion. Nope, that one didn't clear for Joey Serafian. Hear the encouragement maybe. I think you might be able to hear that from Wilkin. Shake it off. Don't worry about the mistake. Calling out to Joey Serafian. So here's Serafian again. In much better form. Goldstrand attacking. Lucas Poles going for it. Just missed. Point Venice. Tried to roll that one deep and was just out. No reason to think that Venice will get blown out of this game. You gotta believe this one's going to go down to the wire.
Now, with D'Amico serving, a good chance to get back into it.
Dumped by Barneson, finally covered. That's been successful for them. Mana with the tip. Serafian with the cross-court kill. Joey piling up the winners. 7-4 Palisades.
Good top spin kill by Serafian. He gets the serving opportunity.
Mana still up. For a moment, Mana had a winner. He'll try it again. Lucas Poles. Peters. Mana blocks him. Barneson spikes. The up by Wilkins. Goldstrand from the deep court. Mana can't close it out. Now double contact on Palisades.
Very difficult setting angle for Barneson, but that was high-level play on both sides of the net.
That was a forced error. 5 serving 7. Double contact on Venice. And some of the double contact is presented because the shots are coming with such force. They just can't control the up.
A lot of it is also happening, Randy, because the players aren't squaring their shoulders. They're trying to hit the ball sideways, and it's very tough to time it that way.
Goldstrand. Have that one come back at him. Back set to Mana. A lot of tipping and jousting at the net. Barneson. Dug by the young Machado out of that deep court, the 14-year-old. Peters kills it down. Jonathan Peters. Also plays a little bit of soccer, played basketball at Palisades. 3 sports star here, Jonathan Peters.
Again, a perfect set, had it in prime hitting position.
Shot by Mana. Somehow, Pally got it back. Mana again. Mana suddenly is determined.
He's a man among boys.
He's a Mana. Found the opening. 6 serving 9. Fomenko with that short serve. Peters. 2 winners in a row for Jonathan Peters. He can spike from anywhere.
Yeah, Peters really establishing himself now as a force in the middle here in Game 4. And credit, again, the fine set by Barneson, putting it right above the net in spiking position.
10-6 Dolphins. Good depth on that serve by Peters. Bryant tossed that one to the side and out. Boy, you see Barneson just school everyone out there, just talking to all his players. He is a coach on the floor. Dumps that down. They're accustomed to that dump. Palisades blocked. But that block sailed wide, so it's a point for Venice.
Brandon Bryant showing frustration, but it was just a very powerful hit for the point.
He's exhibiting that short serve. Brandon Bryant got that one up. It's still alive off the net. Well, that's wonderful stuff because it's not easy to play it off the net. Both sides able to clear it off that net. This time, Marcelino Guzman could not. Well, you mentioned high-level volleyball. You were not kidding. You're seeing some spectacular shots. D'Amico with the left hand, pushed it out. And another point for the host Dolphins, who lead by 4.
Nice play by Serafian that time, going over the block. He saw the dual block coming at him, and he adjusted the trajectory to get it over him.
Old Strand couldn't quite put it down. Nice effort by Lucas Poles on that effort. We'll try Serafian again. He's blocked. Still tipped. Have a violation on Palisades.
Serafian went under the net after he made that great save. He dug it, but his momentum carried him across.
And impossible to stop that. He was going at such full tilt. That was not a good set by Barneson, and it threw the timing of Beck Johnson off. See him shaking his head, and they'll sit there and discuss it. A rare miss by Barneson, because usually he's right on with those sets. Venice to within 2. Serafian set it up, and Bryant put it down.
Oftentimes the initial hard hit leads to an overpass, and Bryant there to pick it up.
13-10, Palisades. And D'Amico tooling it off the block. Venice to within 2 once again. Well, they're right there in striking distance.
At 13-11, they again are showing their resilience. They started this game, a big run by Palisades on Barneson's serve, but Venice hanging in there.
D'Amico is played. Serafian dug by Wilkins. Well, he got good loft on that as well. Machado punching it up, just crawled over. Mana is Ruth Bryant. Brandon Bryant. What a big play for Palisades. Well, when you're in LA, it would figure that Bryant would come up with a big play.
Textbook blocking position. Hands extended high in the air, forearms fairly close together. Nowhere for Mana to put it.
No, he's not related to Kobe. That one spiked long, and Lorenzo D'Amico didn't like that attack. Boy, he is a fiery competitor, though. 15-11. Serafian unable to clear it. Point Venice. Almost a must situation for the Gondoliers. They can ill afford to fall further behind. They're down by 3. Starting to get late in this 4th game. 2-1 for Pally. They win the game. They have the match. Serafian. And he's been the go-to guy in game 4.
Getting up high, getting power on the shots, adjusting his angle. That time going cross court.
His Palisades wearing down Venice finally. Or will the Gondoliers come back? But you just sense that some of the steam is starting to come out of Venice. Just don't look the same. Down by 5. That serve is wide. And that'll be the reprieve that the Gondos needed.
Good communication by Venice that time as they all called the ball out and let it go. You got to talk out there. You got to communicate with your teammates.
Machado, that freshman with the unlimited potential serving. Peters with great force. Jonathan Peters. 18-13. Again, the magic number's 25 for Palisades. Manna, great dig by Serafian. And again, and he has a kill. Stefano Manna. Everything is magnified at this stage too, Dave, because Venice has to make their attacks count. Down by 4. 14 serving 18. 2 games to 1 for Palisades. Opener of the Western League. Another point for the Dolphins.
Well, you go cross court. Big risk, big reward if you get it, but it's a tough angle. Easy to sail that ball wide.
Well, we've seen Venice fight back all day. They're up against it right here. Peters put it in play. 19-14 Pally. And another hitting error. Glaza not close with that attack, and it's 20-14. And Alan Hunt, in his 14th year, needs a timeout for Venice. Palisades closing in on the match.
It's a very, very steep hill to climb to come back from down 20-14. You have to go on an 11-5 run just to tie up the game. And, of course, you played at 25 in Game 4. So Palisades is on the doorstep, and Alan Hunt has got to find some special strategy now.
Well, it's been a long, arduous match. Been fun to watch, though.
It has, and I think both coaches will be satisfied with the effort of their teams. They both have some things to work on. Play's been sloppy at times, but it's certainly been exciting. But for an opening league match, only the 4th match of the year, pretty good effort by both squads.
Oh, I think so. I think we use the term roof in volleyball. I think it's a high ceiling for both of these squads. Jonathan Peters serving. And another giveaway by Venice. We have a football score at 21-14. So this is the first game today that is somewhat one-sided late in the game. 4 points needed to close out the match for the Dolphins. Goldstrand with the kill for Venice. Can they make one last furious run? Is there another run left in them? Not with plays like that. Service miscue from Guzman.
The magnitude of an error like that intensified here late in the game.
D'Amico's given the kill for the Gondoliers, but they can't exchange side outs, which are points in this format, and expect to be around very much longer.
Well, they've got a guy that can make a run. Goldstrand, their best server.
If you block well, you can turn things around quickly. They got up there. Couldn't quite control the ball, though. Brandon Bryant is going for it, and he hit it long. A little bit of a break there for Venice because Brandon had it right there for the taking.
Just over anxious. He had the whole deep court open and just a little too much steam on it. He's played very well, though, in the middle.
17 serving 22. Not impossible for Venice. Serafian got it, though. It's impossible if Pally makes shots like that.
That ball had eyes burrowing right down onto the baseline.
Dolphins need 2 points to close it out and win 3 games to 1. Lucas Poles hit it too long. Point for the Gondoliers. 18 serving 23. Well, here's where they need those strong serves. You're going to catch lightning in a bottle. It's got to be right now. Here comes Matt Wilkins. He's the designated guy to pull a rabbit out of the hat. Let's see if he can become a Houdini.
Ryan, stay on that side. Help out if you need to.
Sarafian. He has answered the call in game 4, and it's match point for Palisades. I think it's fitting that he wears 25. Maybe he should put down the 25th point and win the match.
Very nice.
He got number 24 for his team, 24-18. Short serve. Venice has to play perfect volleyball. It's blocked down, pancake dig. Still alive. Mana put it back on the other side. Dolphins swinging for the match. Sarafian can't close it up. Machado pushed that one on the other side. Barneson setting it up. Peters, not yet. Peters tipping. D'Amico hit it wide. There it is. Game over. 25-18 for Palisades. A tough, hard-fought battle, and Palisades improves to 3-1, 1-0 in the Western League. Venice 2-2, and of course 0-1 with this loss. They had their chances. This one could have gone either way, Dave.
A tremendous match. It's going to go down as 3-1 in the book, but they were hard-fought, close games. And as we said, both coaches, I think, will be very pleased with the effort that their teams put in here. Ultimately, it went to the Dolphins, but Venice sure gave it their all. A fine, fine match on both sides.
There's a disappointed head coach, and Alan Hunt, his squad had its chances today. They lost that first game 27-25, had a couple points taken off the board for rotation error. Certainly that came back to haunt them. They captured game 2, had some chances in game 3 to win it, and lost that one 26-24. And then Palisades controlled game 5, 25-18. Rusty Barneson was great today. He's with our Tom Duncan.
Well, Rusty, they say in baseball, hit them where they ain't. Today you had a real knack for putting it on the floor where there was nobody at.
Well, yeah, I mean, those are most of the free balls that I take, so just got to set it where the setter is, and then they can't really do anything with it.
You know, you were a big underdog going in today's game. What does that say about this Pally team?
I think we got a chance to win the city. I think our big competition is Westchester and Chatsworth. That's about it.
Even with some of the youth on this team, you feel you can go that far?
Yeah, I mean, we have a good core. We have a good, strong passing unit right there with Beck, Joey, and Lucas. So I think we got it.
Well, congratulations on the victory, Rusty Barneson. Randy, back to you.
All right, thank you, Tom. We'll see how far they can go. They know how good Chatsworth is firsthand. The Chancellors came in here and beat them 3 in a row. And of course, Lucas Poles didn't play in that match, and if they meet down the road, it would be in the tournament. But that's a long way down the road. But I was impressed the way Palisades played.
I was too, and I think they have to be very gratified that in this match, Lucas Poles, I don't think was 100%. He did not elevate. He didn't get a lot of steam on the ball. When he comes back strong, they're going to be that much stronger. And I think Barneson said it perfectly. It's all about passing at this level, and he's very good at passing, very good at leading his team. I think they looked very, very nice out there.
There's no question, though, that Venice does have weapons. Lorenzo D'Amico was great. Glaza and Mana in the middle give them 2 solid middles. You don't normally have that. But I really like D'Amico's effort.
Yes, it was outstanding from start to finish. Again, the story of the game for Venice was the unforced errors in especially the second game. It was too much for them to overcome, although they did hang in the match. Venice has to tighten up on the... Oh, I just got a volleyball in my hand. Thank you very much. Venice has to tighten up, show better hands like I just did, and I think they're going to be all right. Palisades wins today. When these teams meet again next time, it could be anyone's match.
All right, we're going to see some events that are upcoming on LA36 and KLCS. There's, these are some events that are just going to happen. This is not exactly all that are on KLCS. Carson at Redondo. Carson, one of the strong teams in the city. We'll see them later this year against San Pedro. There's baseball with Hollywood and Fairfax. That last one, that all-star game, will be on LA36 and KLCS, their city all-star game. That's boys and girls. That is a Saturday. The games will be played actually at 12 and 2, and then they'll be played back at a later date on LA 36 and KLCS. All right, that final point again, exciting stuff. We're going to see some outstanding plays, and I understand this is a kill from Lucas Poles. There it is. Lucas had some moments, and as you said, he wasn't 100%. That wasn't, by the way, the final play. But they would like to end it with a city championship. It was fun, Dave Marcus.
It was fantastic. Great start to our volleyball schedule and a great start to the Western League for both of these teams.
If our winter season is anything like this the rest of the way, you're going to be in a real nice position. Quite a treat on KLCS and LA 36. That's going to wrap it up in 4 games. Pali outlasts Venice. They are 1-0 in the Western League, but both these teams figure to go to the city tournament. For Tom Duncan and Dave Marcus, I'm Randy Rosenblum. So long from the gym by the sea.